Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of the Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. Today is Thursday, June 29th, 2023. And we just came off our second live stream.
Yeah, we have to talk about the live stream a little bit.
Yeah. Well, first I want to just address the microphone issue. That one's mine. I'll take it on the chin, you know. Yeah, streaming is not good just with the phone.
Yeah, we were trying it. I mean, we had a lot of complaints about sound.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. When I listen to it back, I never have a problem. Although I do realize that when the commercials come on, because I turn it up loud, I can hear it. The commercials come on, it blasts your ears.
Yeah.
Right, all that sort of thing. So, yeah, we're going to fix that. What are we going to get, some lavaliers?
We're going to get some wireless lavalier mics. I know some of you guys left that in the comments. So, yes, they have been ordered. And on the next live stream, Anthony and I will be wearing wireless lavalier mics to fix the problem.
Yeah. So, sorry about that. I still thought it was audible. I thought you could understand it.
Yeah.
But I'll say again, I love the format.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
We just have a good time with it, and we can play off of one to the next. We had and we also get some really great comments. I mean, you got a couple here, right?
Yeah, I got a couple comments that came in. The first one, I just thought that was really cool. He said, you two should host a live show at a casino or a corner bar, and that would be awesome. And then you could invite people out to come meet and drink and have a good time. So
it's actually I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And I think it's something we could do, and then we'd have interaction with an audience right there. I've had several people come up to me and say, I'd like to come see it.
Yeah.
Do you have a room? I'm like, well, we don't have a room in the little studio that we're doing.
Right.
But this is something we're going to look into. I think it would be fun.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I also want to give a shout out to Yo-Yo67279, and that's who the comment was from.
Okay, great. Thank you. Good idea.
So thank you, Yo-Yo. And then there was another one from Momo.
Yo-Yo and Momo.
Yo-Yo and Momo at Momo X1VR. Yo. He says, another great show. I went to the Palms All You Can Eat on Thursday night for the crab buffet and got the 50% off because of the LVA coupon because of the membership book. He said he took his sister while her and her hubby played the seniors $1,000 buy-in WSOP tournament, placed 40th overall.
Wow.
We both really enjoyed it because of the coupon and because of the overall value of the LVA book.
Well, a little promo for LVA. I mean, we keep trying to make people understand the value of this thing. And so there's nothing better than testimonials. So we'll hit you over the head with those a couple of times. But 40th in the senior event, that's pretty strong. A lot of people play that event.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really, really good. So so we love we really like the live stream. We're going to keep it going.
Yep.
And we had a couple people said, I like the other way. Well, here's the other way. We're right here.
Yeah. So we'll do it both ways. And speaking of podcasting, our first topic of the day is we wanted to talk about the Life is a Gamble podcast with Richard Munchkin.
Yeah. Richard Munchkin, who for years with Bob Dancer did Gambling with an Edge. This is what Munchkin is doing now. All right, so Gambling with an Edge ended, and everybody was like, well, our podcast should be the heir apparent. Not really. We're not going to do it the way they did it, although we are going to have some guests, of course. But Munchkin's doing his own thing, and it's a podcast of his own, no video, again, just audio. But it's called Life is a Gamble. It's going to be about, it's going to be one guest, one story, and they're all going to be about things that have to do with gambling, not necessarily professional gamblers, although he'll have a lot of those people on. We'll talk about that in a second. But just anything, insurance or, career change that somebody made, all that kind of stuff. So the first one's already up, and it's at LasVegasAdvisor.com. Munchkin interviews Daryl Purpose. All right, Daryl Purpose is a professional player extraordinaire. Member of the Blackjack Hall of Fame, one of only 6 people ever to be both in the Hall of Fame and to win the Blackjack Ball Skills Contest.
Okay.
And it's a pretty interesting list. James GROSJEAN, Richard Munchkin, Arnold Snyder, a guy named Wally Simmons, and me.
All right.
So I did it once. Munchkin did it 3 times. Munchkin and
wow.
GROSJEAN both did it 3 times. And
really?
they were not allowed to play anymore after winning it 3 times each. Nobody could beat those guys.
So even amongst you guys, they're not allowed to play?
Yeah, those guys were like, they're just too good. They're
Holy
just like
crap.
a level above. So on this one podcast, you're going to hear with Daryl and Richard, you've got 2 Hall of Famers and 4-time winner of the skills contest.
Okay.
Pretty
Wow.
good.
Yeah, that sounds good. So we'll leave a link to that episode in the description box of our podcast.
Yeah, here's the cool thing. One more thing about that. Daryl talks, obviously, what you would think about is, decided to become a professional blackjack player. He actually played with Ken Houston. A lot of people will know that name. He played on the Houston team. And Daryl is the absolute fastest counter I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody count down a deck faster than Daryl. But what he really talks about is leaving professional gambling to become a full-time performer as a folk singer.
I get it.
And, yeah, right?
My dream come true.
Well, at the end of the podcast, they actually play one of his songs that he wrote.
Yeah.
You listen to it. It's damn good, isn't it?
I thought it was great. He uses some of my chords that I like playing.
Yeah. So, all right. So check it out. I think anything that Munchkin does is good. This looks good. Give it a go.
Well, the summer is upon us. It's almost July, and we got some interesting weather reporting.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Yeah, a little
this year.
cooler.
We actually just got done setting the record for consecutive number of days without 100 degrees.
That's pretty cool.
All right, runs all the way from last year. We went 291 days in a row. We still have not hit 100. I didn't see yesterday's report, but we haven't hit 100 yet.
Okay.
All right, so this breaks the previous record, obviously, of 290 that was set way back in 1964-65.
Wow.
So we've gone all this time without a 100-degree day. Now we need 5 more for it to be the longest ever. We need to get to July 1st. For it to be the longest ever before 100 degrees, but we ain't going to make it.
Okay, yeah.
We ain't going to make it because today it's supposed to be 100 and something, and this weekend it's supposed to hit 110.
Yikes.
So we're not going to get through it, but everybody always wants to know about the weather. It's been pretty mild here, relatively, but here it comes.
It has been lovely, and you're right. Here it comes. And last year it was 117.
Yeah, last year at this time, in late June, we hit 117. So here it comes. Take cover.
Yeah, and remember to get those player cards out of your car for the summer.
Yeah, we talk about that every time, man. Stay hydrated. Get your cards and your meltables off the windshield, right? That's
yes. Now, this is one of the biggest stories of the week. It is the story of the BINION'S $1 million photo. Tell us a little bit about it, Anthony.
Yeah, it's back. I think it is the biggest story. I mean, I think it's really the lead story, although we pushed it back a little bit here. For years, since 1954, you could go to Binion's Horseshoe and take a free photo. They would snap a photo of you. You'd come back a day later in front of $1 million. And it was a real $1 million. It was $110,000 bills. And it was, considered the best free photo opportunity and better than the Welcome to Vegas sign.
Okay.
Everybody did it. Well, it ran, consecutively for so many decades and then went away during the pandemic. And during that time, it was sort of resurrected at the Horseshoe Las Vegas, which was the former Bally's on the Strip.
Right.
Where they made it look the same, but the bills aren't real. All right, they're fake bills, we've later discovered. All right, now the difference here is that these are real bills.
Yes.
And it's not like they're not the $10,000 bills, which are collector's items and long gone now. But I think as we're speaking, we're showing it up. They've got a video up there showing how they're putting the money into the case. Yeah. And that video you can watch while you're there. You can see it all in its entirety. We're only showing a part of it here. Yeah. But the other difference here is that they don't have an attendant there anymore. They've got it all set up, technology now, where you go, you get ready, you get your friends or your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, whoever's there, big party, small party, however you want to do it, right? Yeah. And you hit a button and it takes a photo and it sends it to your phone.
That sounds cool.
Oh, it's great. It's great. This is going to go into the Las Vegas Advisors top 10 deals. Okay. It's a free photo. It's real money. The other one at the Horseshoe's okay. This is kind of the real deal. Well,
it's the real money, as you can see. That you see the video of them packing it up, and if you're into manifesting, if you're into vision boarding, take this picture of you in front of $1 million and put it on your vision board.
Oh, absolutely. Andrew, we used to. This was something that everybody who came to town would do, but locals did it too. We used to go there and at least once a year with a different group. I've got a whole a framed picture of different photos with me at different times of my life, right? Really, different times of my life when my girlfriend was pregnant with my son. I got one of that. I got one, before and after. I've got friends who had come in who I haven't seen forever, and it's in a frame that I've got right now. And so here we go again. I'm just really excited to see this come back. I think it's one of the coolest things Vegas has always had.
All right, so in a future episode we are going to have the picture the new picture of you in front of the new $1 million at Binion's.
We'll do that at some point.
All right. And for those of you coming to Las Vegas for the July 4th fireworks, we got some updates for you.
You know what's funny, before we talk about it, last year when we did this, and I think even the year before, we made a big deal of it. It was like the lead of the show.
Yeah.
And we realized that most people aren't even here to see it, so nobody really cares.
Yeah, those are the smallest hits videos, really.
I know. So we put this one way down. We're going to make it fast. You know, this is different from New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, you know, you get 7, 8 different casinos that are participating. This year, only Caesars is doing it on the Strip. There's also going to be fireworks downtown from the Plaza. Station is going to do it at Green Valley Ranch and Red Rock, and M Resort is going to do it along with other places like Speedway, like Las Vegas, etc. Almost everything's going off at 9 o'clock. So, you know, we said this before, basic strategy to watch the fireworks. Everyone always says, where should I watch? Where should I go? Basic strategy, look up.
Okay, look up.
It's going to be everywhere.
And in this week's question of the week, the road work for the Formula One race is gruesome. Will they have to do this every year, Anthony?
You know, we got asked this before.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. I said, yeah, I think so. But I didn't know. But now, you know, now we know. They've made an announcement about it. No, they're not going to have to do this every year. Apparently what they're doing, the spokesman for it said it will last at least 6 years and probably 8 to 10.
Wow.
You know, so I mean that's good because what we've talked about this before. You know, I think we have some video up on it right now. Just the snarl is horrible, and it's going to keep going because they're doing this repaving. They're going to do it all the way through November, but then apparently we don't have to worry about it except for spot fixes.
Right.
And what's interesting is the reason they're doing it. It's a repaving. I mean, they're putting in barriers and doing things like that, but it's a repaving. They have to pull up all the pavement, and they have to redo it in a specific way. To handle the centrifugal force from the cars, because otherwise they'd rip the road up.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, we're dealing with it now, but once we get through it, apparently not.
It looks really deep. It looks like it's about 1.5 feet deep that they're cutting into the ground.
I read something like that, like more than a foot.
Yeah.
You know, that they have to put to make this thing stand up to the power of these things.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's the latest on that, and. We're just going to have to deal with it for another couple months.
That's right. November 18th is Formula One. All right. And in this week's Jackpot of the Week, my hubby and I were walking on Fremont Street and decided to check out the pay tables at the Carousel Bar because we remember you talking about them. We had to do a double take when we saw the aces on Double Double Bonus were over 1,300. Now, the pay table is terrible, 8-5, but with that 1,300 for the aces, we thought we'd give it a try, and we each put in 100, and Ralph hit it for $1,327.49. It reset at $200. Wow.
Yeah. All right. This comes from Ralph and Deb B. Okay, $1,300 is $1,300.
Yeah.
Right? Where normally when there's not a progressive, it's $200. So to find, and this is on aces.
Yeah.
This is on double bonus. Aces, not aces with a kicker. All right. So something was screwy here. There was something off.
Yeah.
And I mean, I actually heard that was Deb that sent this in. Obviously, she says my hubby. And Ralph wrote in afterwards. He said the bar had only been in operation for 2 weeks, and I believe this is the Carousel Bar at Plaza, right?
Yeah.
And I believe the machines were maybe manually set high by error. Even the 2, 3s, and 4s with a kicker progressive was over $536, where it's normally $200.
Interesting.
So that may be what happened. But what they did here, you know, they mentioned. He says, you know, she says the schedule was terrible. Well, the base schedule was terrible, but this with these high progressives, you know, and that's when progressives change everything, right?
Yeah.
It was at almost 118%.
Wow.
That was the return on this. So, I mean, if you want to talk, this is what pros do.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'll tell you something. I know this couple, and they kind of know what they're doing, although I wouldn't put them in a professional category. But they were able to recognize, without checking it out, that this was good.
Yeah.
And sat down to play it. Now, a pro would have analyzed it right away and said, okay, this is a 118%, which means that's 22.3 cents per spin that you're making an expected value.
Oh, wow.
That's the profit rate that you're looking at. You're making over 22 cents every time you hit the button at quarters for $1.25.
Wow.
All right. So if someone were playing at, let's say, 700 hands an hour, which is in the middle for speed, their expected value would be $167 per hour. in playing this.
Interesting.
So really, the thing is, you sit down and play that till you hit it.
You got to play it until you hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of changes you would make. For instance, you would hold a single ace above any two suited high cards. Normally, you would hold the two suited.
To go for the full house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would hold two aces over any two pair.
Okay.
You would hold three aces over any made full house.
Right.
So there's some adjustments you make to try to hit it. They probably did that on the fly. When I say I know these people, Ralph went to my high school
Oh, wow.
in Dearborn, Michigan.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, Etzel Ford High. That's what it was. Etzel Ford High. So Ralph, there you go. Thank you.
I was already impressed when I was reading because they were looking for pay schedules.
Yeah, they were looking at it. So you said you had gone there and you didn't like the place.
Well, no, I went there. I was so excited to go to the Carousel Bar for one reason, and because on a beautiful night in Las Vegas, there's not many places to sit outside and gamble.
Right.
So I was so excited to go outside and sit and gamble, but it's my least favorite tabletop game that they have. It's the one with the buffalo, and it's the one with the video poker they're playing. I just don't like the way those cards come out. The timing of it's weird. The way it looks and feels is weird. But hey, jackpot for you.
Yeah. How was the glare? Because they had a problem with the glare. I heard that they've kind of treated those machines a little bit. Were you able to see the machines?
Yes, the glare's not an issue. So if you like playing Buffalo, definitely go. There were people at the bar hanging out, and I wish there were more games. But it's a great place, the Carousel Bar, to go at the plaza and hang and gamble outside on a beautiful night.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, I like it there. I'm going to take a closer look at these pay tables, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we're not going to find anything like that. Just to wrap it up, I said earlier that they're not pros, but they certainly know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know they played a lot in Michigan at the places there. And, you don't have to be a pro, meaning you do it, that's what you do for a living, to be good at it. We've talked about this book in the past, The Secret World of Video Poker Progressives by Frank Neeland, covers all of the progressives and how you analyze these things and how you look at them.
I was thinking about that book as I was reading this, because that's exactly what the book does. It teaches you how to go out and look for good, positive play.
Yeah, it gets into it in so many different ways. We didn't publish that book, but we're going to publish the revised edition. It's a little bit complicated to read right now, but we're going to make that a little easier, but it's still worth having. If you want to play good video poker and look for progressives, you got to have it on your shelf.
All right. What's going on with the GROSJEAN book?
GROSJEAN book at the printer. We've already okayed what they used to call the blue lines.
Okay.
Now it's just the proof, and it's probably being printed as we speak, and we're looking at a couple weeks.
Terrific. That's it for this episode. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We love hearing those member rewards stories of value gotten from the coupon book. So go out, get your coupon book, become a member of LVA. Anything to add?
No, just that we're going to keep reminding you about the member rewards because they're strong, right?
So it's great value.
All right.
We'll see you next week.